Hi everyone, welcome to your April 2024 Astrological Forecast. So the big news this month is the new moon total solar eclipse in Aries on the 8th. So I will be starting your forecasts off with that when you get to it, okay, each individual sign. But also on April 1st, Mercury in Aries turned retrograde and will stay that way up until the 25th when it turns direct. And then on the 5th, Venus moves into Aries, okay? So by the time this eclipse comes along, there will be the Sun, Venus, and Mercury and a new moon all in Aries. So wherever you have Aries in your chart is going to be pretty active for a while, okay? The Sun in Aries up until 19th, right? And then it moves into Taurus on the 19th, and there's a full moon in Scorpio on the 23rd. Then on the 25th, Mercury turns direct in Aries. Then on the 29th, Venus moves into Taurus, and Venus is the ruling planet of Taurus, so it does really well when it's in its own sign. And on the 30th, Mars moves into Aries, and Mars is also the ruler of Aries, and it does really well when it's there. So, I would like to remind everyone that the weekly forecast is now like a daily forecast, but it only occurs when there is a major aspect for that day. So that's why there isn't a daily video. But we're still calling it like the weekly forecast or whatever. Whatever you want to call it, okay? So be sure to check out my daily forecast shorts. Okay, they're just a short video. And a special shout out to my subscribers. Thank you so much for all your support, your likes and shares and comments and your donations. Everything you guys do for me helps my channel to grow. Okay, I really, really appreciate it. So, now for your forecast. Hi, Leo. Okay, so this month's new moon solar eclipse in Aries is happening in your 9th house. That's where you have the sign of Aries. Okay, the 9th house is the house of adventure. Okay, higher learning, long distance travel and communications, foreign anything, people, country, languages, cultures, media and publishing, legal matters, many things. Okay. This new moon, it's a new moon solar eclipse, okay, so it brings a new beginning in this area, okay, so if you've been wanting to travel but have not had like the opportunity for some reason or other, it could come at this time, you know. It doesn't have to be long distance, but it could be in hours maybe, not necessarily miles, or even to another country, but there could be a sudden opportunity to travel, especially around that new moon. Also, this being the house of legal matters, if there was any kind of like a lawsuit or whatever, a legal matter that you may have an interest in or actually involved in, and even one that you may have brought about yourself, if it was stalled, this will really energize it now. It will kind of like probably move forward very quickly, finally. You know what I mean? Also, if you were waiting for some kind of news, okay, about anything, but that's another thing that kind of frees up at this time is information maybe that you were waiting for. You know, it could be regarding a legal matter, but it could be regarding anything. This also being the house of higher learning, it doesn't necessarily have to be like mind-boggling rocket science, you know, but there could be something that maybe you already know, but you were unaware that it was like profitable, you know, or at least some people see it as a skill, you know what I mean? That really helps to enhance like your career in some way or other, you know what I mean? Your background or your experience could be like spotlighted in some way or other, but by accident even. Maybe you're not bringing it to the attention of anyone that you know how to do this or that, you know what I mean? But somebody knows that you do, and they may suggest you for something, you know. Maybe you end up being a teacher. You know, you could be on either end. You could be the student or the teacher at this time, okay? And this is a media house. This is an internet house, so you could have a lot more activity going on online, especially in social media. Meeting a lot more people at this time that may become like very important to your future in some way or other. Okay, you still have right now Jupiter is still in Taurus in your 10th house of your career, okay, along with Uranus. And the Sun moves here on the 19th and Venus moves here on the 29th. So you have a lot of really nice things going on in your public life, your professional life. Your 10th house is your most public house. So you're on display whether you like it or not, especially with the Sun being here. And then when Venus moves here, you know, people just are like falling madly in love with you, kind of. Okay. I always say, okay, I'll put it there now, even though it doesn't happen until the 29th, because I may forget to say it next month, that when Venus is in your first house, your own zodiac sign, or your 10th house, milk it for all you can, because people see you as like the most beautiful thing that you know, they've ever laid eyes on. You get really good press, really good response to anything, you know. But yeah, people say very nice things about you at this time, but it's usually about your appearance. Okay, so make sure you look nice when you go anywhere, right? So anyways, though, back to this, the solar eclipse here, you know, this being a big travel house, okay, even if you just go somewhere like, you know, nearby, could be like just for the day even, or overnight trip, but it could have like some kind of very lasting effect on you at this time that really like turns your attention towards something that either you were always interested in but never bothered with, or were totally unaware that something like this existed. It's like a discovery or something of some, you know, something that you discover that is really like about to be part of your life, more or less. Okay, I do have to mention that Mars is in Pisces in your 8th house of other people's money and resources, along with Saturn and Neptune. But Mars is here up until the 30th, so it's like the whole month. It's here, and this is, you know, where banks, any financial institution falls, and having Neptune and Saturn here at the same time, it does like kind of put restrictions on your spending, your credit cards, your bank loans, even borrowing money, period, you know, from anyone, or even, like I said, a financial institution, or getting what is yours, you know. You may have been used to using something, though, that belonged to someone else, and maybe whatever changed, and now you're unable to use that. So put you in kind of like a position where, you know, you have to find like another means of doing whatever. Okay, so that's what I think Mars here does. You know, Mars is very energizing. It is, 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, and Scorpio is ruled by Mars and also Pluto. But so Mars, I think, does well here, especially if you have to go after something that belongs to you. If someone has something of yours, a possession, or even money that they've borrowed, this is the time where you would really put a lot of effort into going after and getting it. You know, Mars is a very bold planet. You know, it's not going to take no for an answer. So that could be like a side of you. You know, the 8th house is also the house of death and rebirth, regeneration. This is like the killing off of part of your personality, more or less, and having a new part exist or rear its ugly head, right? Because people aren't used to you being maybe aggressive, you know, even though you're a fire sign. What the hell do they think, you know? But you know, you want what's yours. That's all. Who wouldn't? So this would be the time, or you want something that's fair. You know, there may even be an insurance company that you have to deal with. You know, and they're always so much fun, right? That they're really putting restrictions on whatever it is you can do, or what they're going to pay for, or blah, 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 you know. So, yeah, this is a time to take care of all that stuff. So when the sun moves into Taurus on the 19th and your 10th house of your most public house, you will be in the spotlight, okay? People will notice you even more. And with Venus moving here on the 29th, and, you know, Jupiter and Uranus already here, and Jupiter is getting ready to move into Gemini in May, and a lot of times before it leaves a zodiac sign, it does one last great aspect to your chart. Okay, so this would be one of those times where, again, you could just be thrust into the spotlight, you know, for whatever reason, in the right place at the right time, or just, you know, become some kind of media darling overnight, or influencer, or something like that, you know, something totally unexpected. But you have to already be out there in order for this to happen. You know, you just can't sit back at home and wait for stuff to fall into your lap. So that's what astrology's for. It's when to do something and when not to. That's all it is. Okay, so, you know, people don't take advantage of a lot of transits thinking that this is going to happen. Well, you know what? You have to make it happen. So if there is a position that you are after, either professionally or even personally as far as status goes, this would be the time to do it, okay? There's a full moon in Scorpio on the 23rd in your 4th house, okay? It's directly across from your 10th house of Taurus. Your 4th house is your personal life. 10th house is your public life. Okay, 4th house is your home and family and where you live. It's also your past and your childhood and how you were raised, okay? So all this is you know, maybe somebody you live with or your family, or somebody could say something to you about whatever you're doing within your career or your public life, or, you know, how people talk about you publicly or see you or view you, you know, their opinion of you, whatever. Who cares, you know? A full moon exists to bring a problem to the surface so it can be dealt with, okay? So this would be like with possibly somebody from your past, but it's more than likely a family member or someone you live with that has something to say about your job or your career or your public life or something, and it's just really none of their business. So, oh well. So the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Leo on the 16th, 17th, and 18th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Aquarius, and those dates are the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 30th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, gambling, or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 11th, 12th, 13th, 26th, and 27th. The best time for money is the 5th, 6th, 7th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. The best time for your career is the 9th, 10th, and 11th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 7th, 8th, 9th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. So I hope you enjoyed your forecast for April. Be sure to check out my weekly, daily forecasts, or whatever you would like to call them. See ya. Bye.